56,993,299 babies have been aborted since the legalization of abortion in 1973. In the U.S. alone, 2.3 children are being aborted every minute. By the time I'm done with this speech, about 19 babies will have been killed. The killing of an innocent child is clearly immoral and should not be supported due to selfish reasons. Because of the parties involved with whom want the unborn child to be aborted. Today I'm going to talk about the consequences of an abortion and why abortion is against God's will, and how abortion deprives the unborn child of a future like ours, and that's why you should stand against abortion. First off, there are a number of severe complications that come with the choice of abortion. These symptoms may occur weeks, months, or even years after the initial abortion date. By getting an abortion, a woman is at serious risk for lifelong emotional distress. As many as 60% of women having an abortion experience some level of emotional distress afterwards, and 30% of these women, the case was considered severe. After an abortion, women can experience psychological reactions ranging from guilty feelings, nervous symptoms, sleep disturbance, and regrets. As many as 10% of women experience serious psychiatric problems following abortion. Women that choose abortion are 5 times more likely to turn to substance abuse than the women who choose to carry the baby the full term. The suicide rate after an abortion is 3 times as high as the General Society for Suicides. Also that comes with abortion is PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. Some of those symptoms include dreams or flashbacks of the abortion, a general numbing sensation that wasn't present before the abortion, and difficulty falling asleep. Another severe complication is the physical damage that it does to your body. Women can experience a perforation of the uterus, they can get cardiac arrest, endotoxic shock, major unintended surgery, an infection causing the woman to be hospitalized again. They can get convulsions, they have high risks with future pregnancies of not being able to conceive again. Roughly 200,000 women annually experience physical damages to their body. Furthermore, abortion is against God's will. It's stated in the Bible from the book of Jeremiah. It says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I consecrated you. I appointed you a prophet to the nations." Basically saying that God placed that child into the womb, that maybe you had sex and got pregnant, but God had already planned it out, that you were already a living being before you were placed into the womb. And it's not the mother's choice to defy the Lord and choose to end that life. Another Bible verse states that, "Behold, children are a heritage from the Lord. The fruit of the womb is a reward." Many women cannot conceive, and there are many men who are sterile. So if you do get pregnant, it's a blessing to conceive. Subsequently, by choosing abortion, you are depriving a child of a future like ours. Darn Marquise states, "The biggest reason why abortion is wrong, not only morally, but also because it is the loss of one's life, is one of the greatest losses one can suffer. The loss of one's constituted one's future." By choosing an abortion, you're closing any door for that child that they could have had. Abortions strip away any chance for that child to grow and create relationships with others. That child will never be able to see, taste, or hear anything that this world has to offer them. They will never grow old and be able to look back on the life that they have created for themselves because somebody, which would be the mother or a family influence, saying that abortion is the right choice, that privilege is taken away from them. They have no say because they're a fetus still. Ultimately, abortion is not the answer. It is cruel, unkind, and morally wrong. There are other options available like abortion. So today I've talked to you about the complications that come with an abortion, how it is against God's will, and why choosing abortion deprives a child of a future like ours. So think about your life now, everything that you've experienced, all the relationships that you've built, all the wonderful memories that you have, and just know that every 26 seconds another child is getting deprived of the life that you have created for yourself.
Raul, what do you think?
I liked how her speech was, well, to me, was pretty organized. She stated some pretty good facts. I also liked how she used the Bible. I mean, like, I kind of, well, yeah, I believe in the Bible. So I liked how she used those examples. Actually, before hearing her speech, I was for abortion. After hearing her speech, actually kind of persuaded me to kind of think about it. Well, not like, the way I think about it is not like right away go be against abortion, because there's some reasons for it. But I mean, I liked her speech. It's pretty good.
All right, I thought you had some good statistical information in the attention device. You've got a kind of a clear statement that you make that says it's clearly immoral. I think that's a big assumption. You're going to develop that argument in the body of the speech. So why don't you save that until you get to that particular point? Make your argument that it is in fact inappropriate, that there is a problem with it, that there is something wrong with having abortion as a ready tool in people's hands, and then explain what's wrong with that. I thought that you did a good job organizing the supporting points. They were clearly identifiable and previewed well. On your first point, you've got a lot of statistical information, which I think is a good thing to have, but I didn't get any source citations on that information, and I know that there's controversy on some of this data, and that would enhance the credibility of that argument if you could cite the information more specifically there. On the value argument that it's against God's will, I think that it might be better to make a more general argument on morality and use the argument of God's will as one of the supporting points on that point instead of making that the main point, because there might be other moral reasons that people could object to abortion and that you could build into the argument. As it is, you're kind of predicating it on people's acceptance of God's will according to the Bible. And there are some internal issues about the consistency and logic of the inference that you're making there that I think are a little bit problematic. The second quote that you have from Don Marquis, which talks about the loss of life, the loss of future, loss of existence, I think that does a good job of building the value also in a separate way. You've got a lot of hypotheticals that you're presenting there too. So you're doing an okay job on that. Like I said, I just think that you are emphasizing the religious aspect on that before the more general aspect, and I think it would work better for a more general audience to go the other direction. At the end, you kind of suggest alternatives, but you don't really talk about them, and to me, that seems like you're missing an opportunity to build a stronger argument. Whether it is better birth control, willingness to adopt, or going ahead and raising a child in those situations, all of those, I think, are good values that you could be advocating, and you could build a little bit more of an argument from. You're doing a lot of reading during the presentation. Your posture's a little bit awkward because you got your legs crossed while you're speaking, and that looks like that's where all your anxiety is coming out there. All right, thank you.